What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and come on, I'm the biggest Sorry fan ever. You know this, right? I mean, so going into this game, I'm just like, of course, it's Sorry ball. We've got this, no problem. I mean, Sorry, his tactics are great, his technique is great, his coaching style is great. It's all great, you know. Pep Guardiola, who's that? But Sorry all the way. No, but in all seriousness, this was a very, very good game, and honestly, it comes off of what has been a very bad stretch of games for us, and even the wins, they really haven't been that convincing. It's been very frustrating to watch from time to time, and I don't know. I haven't enjoyed it. It's not been fun, and while this wasn't the best performance, in my opinion, it was the most tactical performance I've seen from Sorry so far, which is good. I mean, it's not really saying a whole lot because I really haven't seen a whole lot of tactical adjustments from him this season. This is the first time I've saw that from him. You know, like the decision to go with no striker, the decision to sit a bit deeper and try to wait for your moment to attack. It was a tactical adjustment. Did we still try to play? A little bit, but it was much more. I guess it was much more composed. It was much more, if you get in danger, you get rid of it. Instead of just, oh, no, you have to pass out of the back. If you don't pass out of the back, then you're off the team or something like that. Like, honestly, that's how I felt some of these past few games have gone. It's like, even when you're in pressure, even when you're in trouble, you still have to pass out of the back. You can't just get rid of it. You can't just go along with it. And so we surrendered quite a bit of possession to Man City. But we were defensively solid, which is something that I have not seen really under Sarri this season, which is really incredible. And on top of that, whenever we did get the ball, if a moment was there, the chance to attack was on, we did. And if it wasn't, we got rid of it. And that's perfectly fine, you know? It doesn't always have to be you dominate a game. Sometimes you let the other team dominate and then you pick your chance to attack. Now, with that being said, obviously this tactic is really only going to work against a team like Man City, maybe against Liverpool as well if they're on top of their game for when we face them. But it's good to see a little bit of a tactical adjustment from Sarri because it shows that change is possible, you know? And that's something that I haven't seen really at all this season. I haven't seen any change. I haven't seen anything that's like, oh, we're doing something different today. It's been the exact same game plan, game after game after game. Some games we perform well, some games we don't. But at the end of the day, as the further we got along in the season, the worse the results got because teams figured us out. And we kept playing the same way. And Sarri wasn't changing anything. And he kept making the same subs, the like-for-like subs. Now in this game, he didn't make a like for like sub. To be fair, it was a bit more. Okay, not necessarily he did make like for like subs, but this one was a little bit better for the subs because one, Kovacic got injured, so there's not really much he can do. He has to make that sub now, and then on top of that, he decides to play Loftus-Cheek a little bit further up the field, which I think is a good decision. You know, I think Loftus-Cheek is a good player, but I don't know if he's a midfielder per se. I think he has the potential to be a midfielder, but if you're looking at where to put him, whether it's up front, with that front three, or in the midfield, I feel like he's shown better in the front three, at least from what I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen him a whole lot this season, but the moments that he has stepped up, it's been in that front three. And then, of course, Giroud comes on just to actually give us a striker up there, which, of course. But, it was good. It was a good game plan. In my opinion, it worked. It wasn't the prettiest, but it got the job done. Very good goals on both counts. The first one was just a diligence to work to keep the ball when we finally got it up there. And then Hazard cuts it back, and Conte does well to be in the right position at the right time, and pretty good finish too. I mean, it wasn't the cleanest of goals, but in my opinion, it's a difficult shot to save. That kind of rising into the top of the net type of shot. Most keepers aren't going to touch that. And then David Luiz's goal was just absolutely brilliant. I mean, you got that. That's such a difficult angle, and he gets up higher than the defenders. And honestly, we're not a team that's been good on set pieces this season, so to see a score off of a corner like that was pretty impressive. Now, Granted, just because we scored one doesn't make us all of a sudden we're good at set pieces. But it's good to see that we did manage to score one off of a set piece in this one. It gives me a little bit of hope. And that's kind of how I feel about this game is obviously the result is huge. Winning against Man City is huge. It's the first time they've lost all season, at least in the Premier League. So it's kind of like that, okay, they are fallible. Okay, they are not perfect. Okay, they can be beaten if you have the right game plan, if you have the right setup for them. But on top of that, what it means for us is not only is it a good 3 points against one of the top teams, but it showed Sarri adapting. It showed him making a change to the way we play, to the system a little bit, and it set us up for success against Man City. And that's huge for me because he hasn't done it before. I don't know, maybe that's just me. A lot of people, like I said, have been just all like, oh, Sarri's the best, you just gotta give him time. But the one thing I've always had a problem with, it's not the system, it's not the tactical setup of the team, it's not the fact that he plays attacking football, it's the fact that when we need to change a game, when we need to do something different that will help us win a game, whether it's we play a different style against a different team or something's not working, we need to maybe change up the formation a little bit, we're down a goal, let's go with two strikers, that type of thing, he hasn't done it all season. So he finally decided to go a bit more with a defensive and kind of counterattacking setup for this game, and it worked wonders. So maybe this will kind of give him a platform to say, all right, so maybe we do need to change the system a little bit based on who we face. Maybe. Fingers crossed. But anyway, let's talk about individuals in this one. So Kepa, he was required to make a few saves. None of them were anything outstanding, in my opinion. The closest one that I saw to outstanding was the free kick, where he comes across the goal and makes a save. It was not really that great of a strike, but it was a good save. And he made a couple good saves. In my opinion, he's still been the weak link. Okay, he's not the weak link, but he is the most frustrating player for me just because of the price tag that came with him and the fact that he is giving up some easy goals against teams that we shouldn't be giving up goals against. He's still probably the most frustrating player on the team for me because of that price tag. As far as the back line is concerned, it was very solid. To shut out a team like Man City takes a lot of just willpower and determination, and I gotta tell you, 3 of our 4 defenders showed that. That's right. I'm gonna stay on the Alonso hate train because, yeah, he kind of deserves it. It's frustrating. And here's the thing, some of it is not his fault. Some of it is the fact that he is not a fullback. He is a wingback, and that's why we brought him in, because he fit Conte's system. That's fine. However, he's got to adapt his game, and I think that's kind of similar to how I felt about Sarri, the fact that he wouldn't adapt his style of play, the way he sets up his team whenever we need him to. Same way with Alonso. Okay, you're not a wingback anymore, now you're a fullback. Adapt your game. And he hasn't. If anything, he's taken steps back because the attacking side of his game has just dropped off the deep end. Crosses are terrible now. It's either driven right at the first defender or it's dumped to the far side of the box and nobody's there. Passes, half the time his passes are giveaways. Defensively, he gets beaten behind almost every time. It's one of those situations where, okay, I get you're not in your most comfortable position, but you've been playing there long enough to where you should not be hurting us. And that's like, you look at Conte. He's not the most comfortable in that more advanced position, but he does the job well enough to where it doesn't hurt us. It doesn't necessarily help us, and I've talked about that, but it doesn't hurt us in any games. And sometimes he can help us. Obviously, he scored. So, it's frustrating for me because it feels like Alonso is constantly taking steps back. He's not improving. He's just slowly getting worse. For David Luiz, it was a good game. Still had a couple iffy moments here and there, but defensively, he looked solid. On the ball, he looked great. But it's a 1 in 5 performance. It's one of those things with him where this was a good game, but the next game he could be absolutely awful. And that's just the type of player he is, and that's why I still don't trust him back there. I think we need to go get somebody who's more consistent with their performances. Because, to be fair, Cahill and Christensen haven't really been consistent either. The only consistent ones right now have been Azpilicueta and Rudiger. And, Azpilicueta He's a center back if you put him in a back three, but not if you put him in a back two. I don't think he could perform that system well. So we just need to get somebody that will be the similar type of player that David Luiz is, but on a more consistent basis and without all of the craziness that sometimes comes with him. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I already talked about Rudiger and Spilicueta a little bit. Yeah, they had a good game. Spilicueta was up against it against Sane in the first half, and to the point where Sane was creating chances because of his speed, but they were not really good chances. They were kind of half chances. And then he's one of the first ones that gets yanked out in the second half. Part of that is down to the fact that Spilicueta just shut him down for so long, And I don't know. I love it that we have a defender like that can take one of the players that's been on fire for Man City this season and just say, nope, you're not getting anything tonight, and really take it to him. So, yeah, I love Spilicueta. He's one of my favorite defenders. And Rudiger's just been a constant back there, just always doing the job well, always putting in a good challenge, always, every single game, he works his butt off, and it's great to see that we have a defender like that. Into the midfield, the three of them I thought all had pretty good games. Jorginho still had his moments where he's giving the ball away too cheaply. There are times, when we're trying to build out of the back where it's a simple giveaway from him that shouldn't be happening. And so once again, I have to ask, is he the best player in that position? And my answer is no. But as far as Conte and Kovacic are concerned, Kovacic was really taking it to him. Shame that he had to get hurt. I hope it's not too bad, whatever it is. But, I mean, he was kind of helping in the midfield on both sides of the ball again. And it's crazy to me that a player with that much talent and ability is also very good at working back and sticking the leg in and poking the ball away so effectively. We need to get him. I'm going to say it all season until I hear rumors that Chelsea are looking to get him, because all the rumors I hear are that no, it's just a loan and that's it. I want to get him. I want to get him at Chelsea because he is a good player. So, and then Conte, obviously with the goal, a lot of people are talking about, oh, see, Sarri's system is working with Conte there. It's one goal. And yes, there are moments when Conte being further up the field helps, when he pokes the ball away, when he's in a good position to line up a shot and he can strike a ball well. There are times whenever Man City's trying to break out quickly and he'll read the pass and cut it out. But there are also moments whenever he's trying to come from behind to catch somebody, and that's not his game. He's better at being in front of somebody and then they try to take it past him, and he uses his speed and strength to get in front of them and keep them from going anywhere. But whenever he's further up the field and then you get the ball over top of him, now he's playing catch-up. And he can do it from time to time, but against a team like Man City, it's very difficult. So it has its ups and downs still. Overall, I still think he's the best player if we put him in the center of that three in the midfield. But, Sarri prefers Jorginho, so what can I say? And then Hazard, Pedro, and Willian at the front three. All three of them I thought played pretty well. Pedro definitely, in my opinion, I mean, Hazard did Hazard things most of the game. So, of course, he had his moments where he was really playing well and he was taking on defenders and causing problems. But for me, the standout was Pedro. He was just absolutely phenomenal. The challenges that he was putting in, his work on the ball to get out of a situation, to draw a foul, to relieve the pressure on us. I mean, he was just absolutely tearing it up. It's a shame that he didn't get an assist or a goal because he deserves something for all the hard work he put in. And I really hope that Sarri saw that. He saw what Pedro does. Because Willian hasn't had a good season so far. And in this game, still wasn't his best. Had a couple moments where he did well, but there's still times when he's just too easily just knocked off the ball. And that's not good enough. We need him to keep possession, and that's what Pedro does so well. So, yeah, Hazard played well. I thought Pedro played out of his mind, and then Willian just had an average game. And as far as the subs that came on, the fact that he trusted Barkley and Loftus-Cheek is huge, in my opinion. It shows that he does have faith in players like that who are not necessarily our best players. But, I mean, Barkley, of course, is the one he's kind of been given half and half, but Loftus-Cheek, giving him some time in a game against Man City is pretty big. And honestly, while he didn't exactly provide anything as far as scoring or assisting, he popped up in some good areas. You know, he gave us a few chances here and there. So I'd love to see more of him because he really is. He's just very good about dribbling. You know, he's very good about keeping the ball, keeping possession, taking players on, and causing problems for the defense. And it's great to have a player like that. And that's, in my opinion, why he is a bit better when he's playing further forward because he can pick up the ball and run at the defense instead of picking up the ball and running at the midfield. Who cares at that point? So, but Barkley, okay. You know, he had a few good moments on the ball, he had a couple good moments defensively, but didn't really show anything that just makes me think, yes, I want him over Kovacic. I will say I'd prefer him and Kovacic and Conte in the middle, so maybe I prefer him over Jorginho, but again, what are you going to do? And then Giroud comes on, and at that point, it's just kind of, you put a big body up top, have him win it a couple times, and who knows, maybe he'll pop up and get a goal, which he didn't. But, you know, he's a hard worker, so he's going to put in a good challenge. He's going to put pressure on the defense, so it's nice to have him up there. But all in all, I mean, when it comes down to it, I feel like this was a good game for us. It was a game that showed we have the capability of playing well. We have the capability of changing things. We have the capability of going from a game where we were absolutely awful. Sorry did not change anything. When things got bad, he didn't change anything. And it got frustrating, and then we lost against a team like Wolves, and it's like, that's so disappointing. So to bounce back from that and go, no, that's not us. This is us. I appreciate that, and I feel like they did a good job of sort of staking a claim that while we're not challenging for the title this year, we should be in the top four. And this game proves it. This game proves we deserve to be in the top four. It's just a matter of, in the games where it matters, in the games against Tottenham and against Wolves, when we need to change something, can he be more like, yesterday, can he be more like yesterday against Man City, where we change things up and we get the result we need? Or is it going to be more like Tottenham and Wolves, where we keep everything the same, players don't play well, we give up stupid crap goals, and then we lose? That's kind of the balancing stick that I think our season is on right now. Is Sarri going to continue to make changes to adjust and adapt to games? Or is he just going to keep doing the same exact thing game after game after game? And this is just that one blip where it's like he changed something and things went well. And then he's just like, see, I know what I'm doing. Back to the same old, same old. So anyway, that's just where I am right now. You know, I'm still hesitant just because we did well this one game. I'm still hesitant to be like, yes, I'm fully on board now. I still want to see Sarri do more. I still want to see him change more and adjust to game situations instead of just, oh yeah, throw out the same exact thing game after game. Anyway, so that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this game? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for your Chelsea reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Peace out.